Hey everybody, it's Mike. I have a message for today. I had another rough night last night. I had just coughing and stuff, but it seems to be getting a little bit better today. So hopefully I won't be coughing too much on here. I did have some coffee this morning, so hopefully I don't yawn on here, even though I say that and I get the feeling that I got to yawn. But anyway, I was listening to some prophetic messages last night and again this morning, and one that came up specifically referenced James chapter 1, verse 12. So I wanted to look up James chapter 1 and just kind of look at the whole chapter and then, obviously read verse 12, but then read everything in the chapter and see if anything else kind of, came out at me. And, it did a little bit, It was basically talking about trials and temptations. And, it says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So it's building you, it's repairing you, it's growing you spiritually. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who generously gives to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double minded and unstable in all they do. That's to the person who doubts. Believers in humble circumstances ought to take pride in their high position, but the rich should take pride in their humiliation, since they will pass away like a wild flower. For the sun rises with scorching heat and withers the plant. Its blossom falls and its beauty is destroyed. In the same way, the rich will fade away, even while they go about their business. And then it says, "Blessed is," this is verse 12, which is what initially called me here. "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." Um, and Jesus was tested too, 40 days and 40 nights, and tested, and he was also tempted by the devil. And it's important to say the next verse says, "When tempted, no one should say, 'God is tempting me.' For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone." So the tempting comes from the devil. The tempting comes from the evil one. The tempting doesn't come from God. It says, "But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it's full grown, gives birth to death." So it says, "Don't be deceived, my dear brothers and sisters, for every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. He chose to give us birth through the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of all he created." So that was kind of the main point here of trials and temptations and trials and tribulations. You know, he puts you through them to help you grow spiritually through adversity, because that's how you learn, is by going through the problem and by going through the trial. Like, I feel like I feel like I'm in a trial right now where, my real estate business is not that busy right now. And, it's like I want to have money coming in, but I don't right now. And it's like, he's testing me, saying, do you believe that I'll take care of you? And I have to just know that he's going to take care of me and just believe that with all my heart, and that's part of what I'm being tested on right now is that and my patience. We all good things come to those who wait, and just patience of like my book. I want to get that published as soon as possible and get that on the shelf so I can start selling copies of it. And but that'll all happen when it's supposed to happen. Like everything is slowed down right now. I feel like, I almost feel like even me being sick is like he like made me get sick so I would physically slow down a little bit and stop being so, amped up and trying to be ramped up for, generate more business and stuff like that. Like he wants me to relax right now and just let things go and let things be. And, that's what I kind of picked up from the trials and tribulations that I feel like I'm going through right now is just being tested on my own personal patience and my own personal, you know, um, my own personal trust and belief and faith in God that He will provide for me. I feel like that's what I'm being tested on. But anyway, then it goes down to another part of this chapter, which is called listening and doing. And it says, my dear brothers and sisters, this is verse 19, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, uh, which can save, you. So sorry about that. Jeez. See, that's part of what I'm going through right now. And then it says, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. So don't just listen to the word. Don't just read the word and hear the word, but it says, do what it says. Do what it says. That's it right there. This is what I was talking about the other day when I said, it's time to stop talking the talk and it's time to start walking the walk. Like this is where it says it right here. This says, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. And then it says, anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. So people who actually do the word will be blessed in what they do. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. That's these people out there who, say, oh, I'm spiritual and, I believe in this and, I know the Bible and I know this, but I'm going to go and talk smack about this person behind their back and point fingers at this person and point fingers at that person and cause all kinds of drama with my tongue. It's saying, people who do that, their religion is worthless. It says religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Keep oneself. Listen to this. I mean, this is just how particular they are with the words, but think about what it means to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. That's like, you're polluted by the world when you embrace the world, when you watch television and you watch the commercials on TV, and you listen to the radio and you hear the ads on there, and you listen to talk radio, or you listen to politics stuff, or you listen to anything like that. You get sucked into and polluted by the world, so your views get skewed by what you see and what you hear through the airwaves, and through just society too, through people, who, if they're not a very spiritual person, and they're not a believer, then who cares what they have to say? I mean, I'll be honest with you, because you're just being corrupted. That's another term to use instead of polluted. You're being corrupted by the world, and corrupted by these other people who are, non-believers or atheists or whatever, who are coming at you and attacking you because you are a Christian, you know. Um, so what I take from this is, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations, there's going to be adversity that you go through in your life, and it's going to be up to you how you handle the adversity, and how you handle the situation. Everything happens for a reason, and I'll just tell a little story about my daughter real quick. She's this really fantastic soccer player, and I'm not just saying that because she's my kid. Everybody says that, but she's really good at what she does, and she's a defender. She's not really an offensive player, so she plays back, in a defensive mode, but she knows how to lead the ball, lead the offensive player. When she gets the ball, she can lead them, and have them take away, like run and take away and then make a break. So she knows how to lead them with passing the ball up and stuff. So she does real good with getting that and controlling the game, and keeping people out from scoring goals. When she's on the field, they don't score, you know. And so she's played soccer her whole life, from like age 4 all the way up till now, which she's now 17. And it's been her life. It's been what she's done. And she went to this high school, and she was excited to play for high school, and it was very competitive. They had a varsity team and a JV team, and I want to say they took like 22 or 23 on varsity, and then they took like 22 on JV or something like that. But they had like 70 or 80 girls that came out. So I mean, do the math. Half of them are getting cut. You know, so just by her making the JV team, was a huge accomplishment for her freshman year. Her freshman year. Well, then we had a little adversity start. We had they got a new soccer coach that started at the school, and she was also an athletic director, and she had her little friends with the assistant coach that she had a new daughter who was starting as a freshman that year, and she had like 5 or 6 friends that were freshmen also that year. and they all played on the same little club team together. And so my daughter's a sophomore, but they're freshmen, and they wound up making varsity, and my daughter didn't make varsity, and she was not very happy about that because she actually passed a lot of the tests, and she's bigger than these girls, size wise, physicality wise, and she just couldn't for the life of her understand why she had to play with this other coach who was terrible. I mean, he was just a terrible coach. And he would sleep on the buses when the girls would go to away games and stuff, and there was just no team chemistry there with the coach. He was like out of touch. And she also plays club soccer, so she knew, playing club soccer too, that she had another team that she could play for and stuff. But anyway, so where her age was at the time was a big time for doing these what they call college showcase tournaments, or where they play in front of colleges at with their club team to see if they would be a good fit for a college. So her high school doesn't do this. This is through a club. And she had traveled all over the place. She traveled to a couple different states. She had to get on airplanes and go to Florida, and I can't remember if she went to South Carolina or whatever. But she's been around, traveling around, and so she went to this one showcase tournament, and like the first game, my wife called me, and she's on the phone, and she's like, "Oh my God, she just got hurt." And I was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And she's like, "Well, you could hear a pop." I'm like, "What do you mean you could hear a pop?" She's like, I heard a pop." I'm like, "In the stands?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's not good." So it turned out she tore her ACL in her leg. So talk about adversity. This is the first injury that she's had to deal with her whole life. And when you tear your ACL, you're basically out for like a year. It's a whole year that you're on the sideline and you can't play at all. So you're out. So she's out for a year, and we got to do physical therapy now. And we're using a specialized physical therapist for sports players to get them back on the field. So, of course, it's not covered by insurance. So, we got to pay out of pocket for all this stuff. But I mean, whatever my kid needs, we'll get her. So, that's what we're doing. And so she couldn't play her junior year, which is good because she didn't want to play her junior year because that coach who took those freshman kids was still there. And she did the same thing the next year and kind of bypassed all these people who were juniors and cut them when they should have been playing, and took all these freshman kids again who were with this particular club. And we're like, man, that's not right. She shouldn't be able to do that. She shouldn't be able to just do whatever she wants to do, and not take the kids who are juniors that should be on varsity, because you can't really play on JV when you're junior. So it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. So you got these two things going on with adversity. One, she can't play because she's hurt, so she's in physical therapy, so she can't play club or she can't play high school. So she's been working really hard to get back on the field, and she'll be back on the field hopefully. Um, hopefully, after we get into 2025, she'll be back on the field close to springtime, and full back on full field and everything, and being playing again. And but now what happened was the varsity coach took the girls to Spain during summertime, and she took a bunch of the 17-year-olds who were not 18 and took them to a bar when they were in Spain and had them get drinks and stuff and alcohol. And the school just found out about it. Just found out about it right before Christmas. And guess who got fired? The coach that she didn't like, who was doing all this with the freshmen, promoting them and everything else. So, it's funny, how everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. And you just got to be patient with things sometimes. And you don't necessarily understand why things happen the way they do. But now my daughter is excited about trying out for school again because she's going to have a new coach that she's going to be dealing with when she's a senior next year. And so she'll be able to play for the school and hopefully make the team and, and be a contributor for that. And she's excited about that. But that was her test, that was her adversity that she had to work through, going through all the physical therapy to rehab to get herself back into playing shape, get herself ready, to go back on the field. And then at the same time going through the adversity of having to coach and having to deal with that. But see, God took care of it. Here she wound up thinking she was all that, and then right before Christmas, you're fired. Bye. Um, couldn't have worked out any better. So we're not the only parents that are happy about it. A lot of people are elated about this. So, you know, everything happens for a reason. Everything works out for a reason. And, you don't always know what the reason's going to be when you're going through these trials and tribulations. Um, sometimes it's really hard to figure out, why me? God, like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to suffer? Why do I have to, make it through this crappy period of time? Like it's, you know, you, but what happens is he's molding you and sculpting you and making you better and a better person during this trials and tribulations process. If the key is if number one you trust him, and you believe in him, and you fully submit yourself over to him and let him have at you, like full access, just let just let God do what he does best, which is fix you up, man, fix you up, and and put you back together, and make you stronger and more resilient and more confident, and build your character up and make you a better person in the process of all this, trials and tribulations. And just you know don't don't be tempted by the evil one during the process, because he's always there, trying to get you to go against God and go against what you should be doing and doing the right thing. He's always there, and he's always telling you, well, just do this, you deserve it. You've been through enough, you know, go get a little joint for yourself from the dispensary, and just relax. Just take a couple hits and just relax, you'll feel better. That's what the devil's telling you, or go have some drinks, next time you're around the holiday party or whatever, at work or at home or whatever, and you have friends over, take a couple drinks, take a couple sips. It'll relax you a little bit from all the stress that God puts you under, and and that's the lies, man. That's the deceit. That's what he's trying to use to get you to go against what you're supposed to be doing. But that's how it works in life. It, it's all around us. The temptations are all around us with everything, and it's hard to do the right thing until it's programmed inside of you that the only thing to do is the right thing. If that makes any sense, what I'm saying, like it's hard to do the right thing until all you really know is doing the right thing. Then it's just becomes second nature to you, and that's how God wants us to be. He wants us to always do the right thing and always have the right feelings about whatever we're doing, that we should be doing the right thing. You know what I mean? And again, if I'm confusing you, I don't mean to. I'm just trying to explain it from where I'm coming from and my mindset and my belief set and my mind structure now, because I never used to be like that. I used to just be like, you know, instead of doing the right thing, I would do whatever makes me feel good. You know what I mean? So if it made me feel good, I would do it. You know, if it was drugs, great. If it was alcohol, great. If it was, going blowing money on something, great. Like it was whatever made me feel good. That's all I cared about. And now that's not it. Now it's about doing the right thing. It's about setting the right example, not just for me, but for my kids. I want my kids to have a parents, because my wife too, of parents that do the right thing and make the right decisions and make the right choices and set the right example for our children, so that when they become adults, they know what they're doing and they have a good head on their shoulders, and they're good people too, and they treat people the right way and do things the right way. And I'm just trying to get God more into their lives. But that's a separate issue, that they gotta do their own walks. Everybody's got their own journey with God that they gotta, walk with and talk with and build their relationship with Him. All I can do is just tell you how awesome it is when you finally do have a good relationship with God, and how great it is to be able to just do, wherever you go, no matter where you go or what you do or who you're with or what you're doing, like He's always there with you. Um, it's like you're never really lonely. You always feel like you have company, and that's important, especially when you're going through this rebuilding phase, like He's doing with me. I mean, He's cutting people out of my life who've been in my life for a long time, and I'm just listening to Him, and I'm watching everything He's showing me, and He's guiding me to make the decisions that I'm making, which are best for me and my situation and where I'm going and who I'm going to be with and who's going to be with me, because where He's got me going, there's not room on the train for everybody, you know, and I hate to be like that, because I care about everybody, I really do, but sometimes seasons change and relationships change and people change, and your relationships change, and you outgrow people sometimes, and you just as you evolve, as God helps you evolve into a new person, you're just naturally drawn to new spiritually charged people who can help you continue your journey with Jesus and with God. Like, that's what I'm naturally gravitated towards, is true believers in Jesus and God, that get it, that have the Spirit, that feel the Spirit, that know the Spirit, not just say they know it or say I've been saved or whatever, because anybody can say I've been saved. Um, it's not about saying it. It's about again, not talking the talk, it's walking the walk. And if you've been saved, then where's the other behaviors, in your life that show me that you've been saved? Because I don't see them, with some people. Other people, you totally tell. You can totally tell that they were saved, because they live their life a certain way. You know, they only do certain things. They don't indulge in everything, and make excuses for everything. Um, they accept responsibility. If they're wrong, they admit it, they accept it, they apologize. They're genuinely happy for people who achieve success, and they say congratulations, and they say good job, and they say stuff like that. Like, but there's people out there who can't say congratulations and good job, and you really made a good decision on doing this or doing that or whatever, or at the same time saying they're sorry. Like, I'm sorry, I messed up, I said the wrong thing, I really screwed this up, or I really screwed that up, and instead they point the finger at you and say, you didn't handle this the right way. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, you should be apologizing to me. So I don't get it. um I don't get it at all, but anyway, that's just me. I don't mean to keep rambling on. So but today's gonna be a good day. We got a party getting ready to start downstairs. We got some food we're gonna have here, and I am feeling a little bit better. I haven't really coughed. I did just sneeze the one time, but other than that, it's gonna be a good day, and getting some other kind of work done here today too. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But hopefully, everybody learned something from this message today, from the story today, from adversity today, and how God works in mysterious ways. And, sometimes people get fired, sometimes people break their ACLs, and sometimes it all works out at the exact right timing that it was supposed to be and happen for everyone involved in the situation. Sometimes it just magically happens the way it's supposed to. And that's how I believe in that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share. It'll be on Facebook under Mike's Ministries. It'll be on YouTube under Is Jesus Real? And tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, check it out. That we got this podcast going on, and I got my book coming out soon. Are You Going to Heaven or Hell? That'll be out real soon too. So take a look, take a listen. Maybe I'll get an audio book too. I don't know. We'll see. And other than that, take care. God bless you, and have a great day.